And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, BRimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Always making you more street smart, helping you win in any marketplace. That is our mantra around here. We've got Martin Grammatica fresh off a Super Bowl visit out to Louisiana there. We're going to talk with him. ClearView Imaging Center. ClearViewImaging.com. We got Fred Muth calling in, Andrew Kube as well. We're going to talk about 100% financing for business owners. Really cool programs that Andrew has through US Commercial and Business Capital. Talking with them in just a moment. Before we do, we like to feature our listings, but we also have our party coming up. You're invited to our next party, Dave. Let's tell them about it. Thursday the 20th, 6 o'clock.
Absolutely. Of course, we're going to be over at the Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza Mall. We know that Joe Duffin over at First American Home Warranty always takes care of the first drink ticket for anyone that shows up, and it's just a great time to get some networking, share some brotherhood, talk about the new things that are happening.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's it really makes our day. Two things. When I get the phone calls calling in, people saying, "Hey, I want to refinance my mortgage. I want to pull out some equity. I want to sell my house with you." That really makes our day. And then showing up to these parties, it's really cool. We get to meet our audience. It's something that we do that's kind of different from a lot of other shows that you hear on their local radio shows. It's going to be nationally syndicated show hosts, but we're here locally, so we want to help you. We live, work, and play in Tampa Bay. We invest in this community. Thursday the 20th, 6 o'clock, Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to have a magician there as well, Corey Van Valen. He is really entertaining, so come on out. We got it all lined up for you. It's going to be a great time. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We like to feature our properties on air. It helps our sellers maximize the exposure, helps us maximize the profit for our sellers. And, of course, if you're thinking about selling a home, we would love to talk to you as well. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. Beautiful listing, $1 million listing on the waterfront, deep water access, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot single family home. You have a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 linear feet of water frontage, and you are in the historic Howard Drive, one of the highest land elevations in the area, 1 block to the beaches as well. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. Gorgeous home, over an acre of land. You got an estate-style home here. Pool, spa, hot tub, private dock, 130 feet of private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift. Upper Tampa Bay waterway at your disposal. Bring your boats and jet skis. Enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. Metal roof, 65-year transferable warranty as well. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane in Tampa, Florida. And if you'd like to sell your properties or check out some of ours, check out our website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Martin Grammatica, welcome back in, sir.
Oh, good to be here, man. How you doing?
Yeah, doing great, man. Doing great.
Good.
Yep, blessed and highly favored, I always say.
Nice.
Yes, sir. And yep, you're coming fresh off of a trip to Louisiana out there.
I know, man. Long week. I was there from Sunday to Monday, but it's always nice to be there. I run into a lot of former teammates or opponents, and then obviously covering the game is pretty cool. So get a chance to do that.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's hard. Like the NFL wants to go global, and it's clear. They're playing in Spain now. They played in Brazil this past season. Obviously, the England games, the Germany game, now Australia. Yeah. So it's going, and in Mexico, Televisa, they've been broadcasting the Super Bowl. The two of the guys that I'm working with have been doing this next year will be their 40th Super Bowl. They talk about Pat Summerall and John Madden at one point had 17 straight.
Yeah.
These guys are going to go to 40 next year. And it was a pair of three that worked. They worked last year together. One of them left and went to a different network this year. Cool. But that group, 40 years together covering Super Bowls, incredible.
Yeah. That's really awesome, man. Having that tenure in anything.
A lot of pressure, though, and I don't want to mess it up. You guys been doing it for 40 years. I don't want to mess this thing up, but it was cool. We had a lot of fun. So.
Whatever happened to that old NFL Europe League? Remember that?
I know.
NFL Europe.
Well, I think the NFL wasn't ready to go global because there wasn't social media. There was no way to promote it, really. So now I feel like it could work. It would work a lot better. I don't know if the NFL wants to invest in another league. They just want to make sure they just put their games out there.
Yeah.
I traveled with the Bucs one year when they went to London, and the stadium's packed. And you have the little section with Buc fans, and they played Carolina. So Carolina had their section, but the rest of the stadium is packed full of every other jersey.
Yeah.
Because they're fans of every team. They don't have that many football games in their country, so they're going to sell out. They sell them out. It's just that the fan base of the particular teams that are playing, it's just a small section. The rest of it is just every different color. So it's a pretty cool atmosphere. The stadiums are soccer stadiums, so they have that soccer atmosphere and when you hear the guys talk about that Germany trip, they're like, this is the most incredible experience they've ever had because of the songs. They did soccer chants throughout the football game.
Right.
They don't understand that when you're on offense, you got to be quiet because they don't care. They're there to watch, entertain them. They don't cheer for any team. Most of them are there just for that game. So, it was a pretty cool experience. So, it's growing. It's growing a lot.
I like that. Yeah, it's really unique. Sports brings people together, especially at a young age. It instills that discipline. Thinking back to our childhood. And seeing that, with your kids now, it's like there's no off season for these guys. Your kids are always kicking and out there.
They're wearing me out, man. Yeah. So can you take some time off so I can take some time off? But the thing is that what makes me proud is that they're the ones that want to go out. It's not like I'm pushing them to do it,
That's
because I always tell parents, look, if your kid doesn't want it, you can't push them hard enough. They're not going to succeed because if they don't want it, if it's not in their heart, they don't have the passion for it, they don't have the discipline and sacrifice. Most people think, oh, it's easy. They look at these guys when they win a championship, or like Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. He went from 99% of the broadcasters saying he can never win a Super Bowl. He's not the quarterback for them. Now they're like, oh, he's top 3, top 5. I'm like, what just happened overnight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They see that when you get that trophy, when you win that championship, but they don't see the whole road that it took, the sacrifice. Missing parties, missing prom, missing homecoming.
Yeah.
I never did any of that, but I was like, look, I want to make it, so I have to avoid distractions. And they sacrifice. These athletes sacrifice so much to make it, but people don't see that. They just see the reward at the end, but they don't see what it took to get there. So I'm proud that my kids want it, and they're working at it. They're not just saying, hey, my dad did it, so he paved the way, we're just going to follow his road. No, they're making their own route, and I'm super proud of their hard work. That's more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You build that discipline in there. Yep. Martin Grammatica here in studio with us. ClearView Imaging Center is his business as well. ClearViewImaging.com. Early detection is a game changer. So we're talking about saving lives through early detection, Martin.
Yeah, and earlier you mentioned local. I think you said play local, work local.
Yeah, work, play.
Exactly. Well, my partners here are all local guys that we just came together to form this company to bring preventative scans to Tampa Bay. They love the Tampa Bay area. They love Florida. And that's why I'm so excited with this group, because we believe in Tampa. We want to be around in Tampa, and we love our community. So not only are we going to save lives, because these preventative scans save life every single day, but also we're going to give back. And that's one of the things I always talk about with Coach Dungy. Coach Dungy wanted us to be better off the field than we were on the field. I remember my rookie year, I saw Derek Brooks taking kids to Africa, the Brooks bunch. And I'm thinking, like, how are they flying up? Oh, it's his foundation. And then Warwick Dunn has his foundation, Mike Allstott, so you had these guys, Ron. So you had these guys that have their nonprofits to help the community.
Yeah.
And with ClearView, not only are we going to do the preventative scans that'll save thousands of lives, we also want to give back into our community, because that's what we love.
Yeah, that's awesome. I loved reading Dungy's books back then. Back then it was the disc that I put in my car. I had a Lincoln Aviator, and I just remember the messages and the differences there. You did have a contrast between Gruden, who was a little bit more hard nails. He wasn't, as from what I gather, as much into Christ as Coach Dungy.
Not
was.
Even close.
Right, exactly. I was saying it in a nice way, but yeah. So and then you have Dungy that's really like, hey, this is what it's all about. You're gonna have all these years after football,
right?
And that's what his legacy has really turned into be.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned his book, because I you can't say I read it, because I heard it on audio.
Say that, yeah. Similar to me.
Yeah, like, but I would get places, and I wanted to get a meeting 20 minutes early so I could sit in the parking lot and keep listening.
Yes.
So I was never late to a meeting because I wanted to get in there and just listen to more and more. It was like addicting I wanted to just hear more.
Yeah.
His message was incredible. Anytime I cross coach down because he lives locally, just a conversation, you leave there feeling good, because he's such a good person, and he's super religious, ultra religious, but he never pushes it on anybody.
Right.
There's not too many people that can say, they talk the talk and walk the walk. He walks the walk.
Exactly.
And you just follow it. It's like a magnet that just makes you follow him. And he's such a good person. He's not shoving it down your face. That's what's great about Coach Dungy. As a player, I never felt worse when I missed a kick than when I play for him, because you feel like you're letting him down. You know, this is a guy that's trusting you so much, loves you so much, and you're like, man, I just messed up. And it hurts for my teammates, fans, everything. But when I looked in his eyes, I'm like, man, I can't believe I just let him down. So yeah, he's awesome.
I think I heard a joke around that. Is something like, he's going to give you a whispering of a lifetime. He's not going to raise his voice. He's going to just tell you something at room. Right? He never raised his voice hard.
Never. And you could tell when he was upset. You could see his eyes got a little teary eyed. Kind of like you could see he was upset. I never heard him scream. Obviously, never heard one cuss word out of him, but never even scream at anybody. But you saw the disappointment in his face when we made mistakes. And that's more painful than if he were to scream and cuss at you.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And then Gruden was the total opposite, but effective when it comes to coaching.
Right.
We've had coaches, back in the day that would just scream and yell and you either play or go home and cry. And we couldn't do that, so we just kept going.
Yeah.
So you learn to deal with whatever coach, but they're both very effective.
Yeah.
But the reason why Coach Dungy is so effective because he believes in it. He's not, because there's been other coaches that try to mimic and copy Dungy.
Yeah.
But if the players don't believe in him and don't have that, you believe in him so much and he has so much trust in you that you don't want to let him down. So that's why it works, because you love the guy.
It's amazing.
But guys that want to fake it like him or be like him, if you're not 100% in like he is, guys aren't going to respond to that.
Yeah, I'd love it. Next time you bump into him, ask him to come in studio next week.
Let's do that, man. I've been trying to get him to scan. He's so busy, man. He's so busy. Yeah, he's so busy. I haven't been able to get him in yet. So hopefully we can get him on the show and in the scanner.
I'd love to. I've asked him numerous times, and I don't ask him anymore. But
he's a busy guy.
Yeah. So Martin Grammatica in studio with us, ClearView Imaging Center. And he's also on Instagram as well, ClearView Imaging Center on Instagram. And you got the website there, clearviewimaging.com. And we love this idea of, helping further your cause, because you're saving lives. It's a situation where people don't know what they don't know. And I didn't even know these scans existed until we bumped into each other a couple years ago and we started talking about it.
Right. No, that's a good point, Brandon, because 99% of the people have no idea this exists. Yeah. And they don't know that they can take their health into their own hands. Preventative scan not only can save you from heart disease, but also cancer. Obviously, better than I do the heart. The first symptom is usually a heart attack, and a few are lucky to talk about it, and you're one of them.
Yes.
Because most people aren't lucky enough to survive that. And with preventative scan, we can see if there's any calcification in the heart. Patients can go see their specialist, their cardiologist. They can get a heart cath, get a stent, open heart, whatever the case is, but treat it before that heart attack.
Yeah.
And then when cancer, the sooner you capture it, the higher chance you have to survive it.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is with good quality of life. Because everybody talks about how, nobody wants to hear the C word when they go see their doctor. Nobody wants to hear that. But the disease is horrible, but the treatment it's equally as bad.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like when you do chemo and radiation, it's equally as bad, if not worse, than the disease. So that's what we do. We detect things early where patients can go see their specialist and get them treated. It literally saves 1 to 3 lives every single day with patients that look good, feel good, have no idea they have it.
Yeah.
And I get this all the time. I say, well, I don't want to know. And the thing, what I tell people is, you will know. The thing is, do you want to know when it's too late, or do you want to know early and be able to treat it? That's the thing. If something's going on, and the other objection I get a lot is, well, what if you find something? Well, if you don't scan, that's something still there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to find out about it in a year, 6 months, whatever the case is, but it could be too late. That's something still there. So if we see it and we detect it, now you have a higher percentage to survive it. So that's when I hear excuses like that, I say, there's no excuse for not wanting to know, because now at least you can treat it. And the way I tell my friends is like, don't do it for yourself. do it for your family, your kids, your spouse. You know, you need to be there for them. And that's why my wife and I did it 5 years ago now. Yeah. We heard an ad on the radio, and we said, we got to go do this. You know, I just want to be proactive. I want to make sure I'm around for my kids, and obviously for my wife as well, but mainly for our young kids. So so that's why when I hear excuses, I'm like, you're crazy.
It's selfish. It's selfish in a way. If you boil it down to it, it's selfish not to, right? And you think about, you know, again, it's about the kids. It's about that next generation. And when one of the quotes that you just said kind of stuck with me, because it's the treatment is equal to or worse than the disease itself. It kind of reminds you of all these commercials on TV too, right? They got all these drug commercials, and then at the end it's like, well, here's the side effects, and you know, it's about projectile diarrhea, you know, like vomiting, you know, So it's similar in that space. Right.
No, with chemo and radiation, I mean, it just destroys your body, you know. So if captured early, and I always bring up Cindy, my friend, that her cancer was the size of a softball in her kidney.
Wow.
And she was 1 month away from it starting to metastasize, 6 months away from fully metastasizing. So they obviously had to have the surgery, had the kidney removed, but she didn't need any chemo or radiation. And the scary part is a month prior to her scan, she had her annual physical. And through the blood work, the doctor said, you have the kidneys of a 17-year-old. And not to knock medicine, but they're just not looking inside. They just have a blood work, and the kidneys were functioning fine, so why would they think that there was anything going on? It's kind of like when we go, the way and not to make joke of it, but when we go to a mechanic, they plug in the diagnostic or the check engine light comes on, so the mechanics know what to fix.
Yep.
We're doing the same thing. We're providing information to our patients so their doctors know what to treat.
Exactly.
It's just like that.
It's a great metaphor. That's exactly right. All right, more with Martine Grammatica on the other side of this quick break. We're going to take a quick break, come back. Also, feel-good story of the day coming up. The emotional moment dog was returned to owners 7 years after being stolen. Feel-good story of the day coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon BRimes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon BRimes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon BRimes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon BRimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. 4360 82nd Avenue in Pinellas Park. Got a new listing here. This one's hot off the press. Great opportunity for you here in Tampa Bay. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1 car garage. Got 850 square feet. Beautiful home. This has been updated, recently remodeled, updated as well. You got an HVAC that's in 2023. You're close to a lot of local area attraction shopping as well. 4360 82nd Avenue, Pinellas Park. Lighter color on the interior cabinets there. Great opportunity. Got a screened-in pool as well. 10711 Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes, Florida. This one is in Land O'Lakes. You got a large fenced-in backyard. The home has just been price improved as well. You had a lower price on it. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. 46 square foot single family home. You have carpet in the living room, loft, bedroom, and hallways upstairs. A large backyard as well. Community pool has community features, that is. You have pool with 0 depth entry, playground, hiking trail, extra wide paved walking paths. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so we got Martine Grammatica back in studio and talking about this ClearView Imaging business, saving lives through early detection. And it's such an important part of planning. We take all the time to plan vacations. We're planning all these other ideas, but we don't really put a lot of planning into our health and nutrition. And that's a big part of it,
Well, the other thing, too, Brandon, we haven't mentioned, but price-wise, it's like a Starbucks a day.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think about it, most people that get a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
To make sure you're healthy or to detect something. Because what we do is, and one scan's great because it gives that patient so much information about the inside of their body. It's incredible. But when patients do just one scan, they could have that false sense of security, say, okay, everything's great. But what happens if something develops after that scan? And we've designed a program that's a 5-year program that's very similar to the mammogram, where women after a certain age get a mammogram every single year. So if something develops between scans, we're going to capture it in that second scan. So the first scan is considered the baseline scan. Everything is going to be compared to the previous year. And I've scanned now 4 years, and every single year my scan has changed inside. So my body's changed. Thankfully, nothing serious. And a couple of things actually I've improved for the better because of the knowledge of what's going on. So I was able to, with my lower back, there was some disc problems and then, just pain. So I was able to see that's what's causing the pain. So more core strength, better nutrition. After a certain age, most men have enlarged prostate. I had it for the first 2 years. The third year, it went back to normal size. They thought it was maybe because of nutrition and exercise that nice. Changed. I didn't even know you could reverse it. But the point is, certain things got better just by knowing that something's going on. Thankfully, it wasn't anything major.
Yeah.
But that's just like we look on the outside. If we work out, we look healthier. If we don't, you may want to start working out. So it's like our body inside does the same thing. It changes as we change on the outside.
And you mentioned mammogram, and it reminds me of my cousin Paul. He played for the Bucs in the '80s. He played for the Chiefs actually back in the day too. I think it was the '80s, and he had found breast cancer. Yep. So men can get breast cancer as well. And that was kind of a big story in Tampa Bay a few years back. Paul Dombrowski played, and he's my cousin. And just, man, you talk about hitting close to home. It's like, wow. And they went through it. Him and Caron, they went through it. Didn't tell anybody anything because it's one of those things when you have a negativity in your life and you're telling everybody about it, it kind of grows, right?
And probably as a man, it's probably embarrassing because most men, we don't know that we can get breast cancer.
Right.
With our machine, we've actually captured breast cancer in women that have had clean mammograms. We never say we're a substitute for any medical, exam that's recommended, but we're an added, added protection.
Layer of protection.
Layer of protection, because our scan goes deeper in the breast tissue. But for men, we don't get mammograms. So we will look at the men's breast tissue as well. So that's a really good point, Brandon, because we can detect that as well.
Yeah, super important. How do you want people to connect with you, Martine?
For now, the phone number would be 352-714-SCAN or 813-714-SCAN or the website clearviewimaging.com.
Perfect. Reach out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback Show. You heard about them here. And that'd be great, man. Keep up the good work out there and looking forward to the next visit.
Appreciate it, man. Always fun coming in, so I thank you for the invite always.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, good stuff. Martine Grammatica, Super Bowl winner and now businessman and longtime businessman, of course, and ClearView Imaging Center, clearviewimaging.com. Coming up, we got Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. He's our contractor extraordinaire. We're going to talk with him all things happening in the contractor space out there as well. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon BRimes1 at CQB Show. and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here. Thanks for hanging out with us on the show. Thanks for supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show. 727-263-3707. Call or text. It really makes our day when we get to talk to our audience out there. 727-263-3707. Helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. Helping you win with all subjects and categories, really, based on real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning. We got our contractor extraordinaire coming up, Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment. Quick shout out to Lee's Royal Services. If you're looking to get your home clean, home or office cleaning, Lee's Royal Services does a great job cleaning our real estate properties. Very thorough job. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Home and office cleaning, Lee'sRoyalServices.com on the interior of the home. And on the exterior, go ahead and reach out to our friends over at HeightSoftwash.com. I know the owner, Ramin. He does a great job as well. Ramin Kazami, he's the owner. HeightSoftwash.com. All of your pressure washing needs for your interior, exterior of the properties. HeightSoftwash.com and Lee's Royal Services. We got you covered both ways there. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We got a listing at McKeithen Road in Dade City. We like to sell, vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties. We sell them all. So this one's a corner lot location in Dade City, 5 acres, corner lot. Ideal for a custom home or maybe even establish a residential community, kind of a planned unit development. You're close to Croom Wildlife Management Area with Lacoochee State. So you have hiking, fishing, horseback available there. With Lacoochee River Park provides kayaking, canoeing, small boat launches. McKeithen Road, Dade City, great opportunity. Corner lot location. As they say, buy some dirt. 4233 Oakfield Avenue in Holiday, Florida. Another single-family home. This one's 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage, 1,121 square feet. And I love the colors on the interior. This has been completely renovated, updated, lighter colors, new paint. You have beautiful kitchen, stainless steel appliances. Looks like it's staged as well, and it's a great opportunity. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
Fred Muth. We are in studio here. We're talking with Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome back, sir.
Hello, Brandon. I apologize for not coming in today. I got to sign a project up over in Pinellas County, trying to put the paperwork together for it right now, and I'll be in next time. I'm going to you let me know, and I'm going to put it in the book and make it happen. I like coming into the studio much better than doing this over the phone.
Yeah,
I think
I can't blame you.
That,
You're out in the field hustling, man. You get making things happen for all of our listeners out there.
Well, it's happening. The economy is pulling up, picking up pretty good. I'm seeing a lot more. People are much less nervous now than they were, say, 4 or 5 months ago. And I think you see that in the real estate end as well. Screen enclosures are going to sell no matter what. The house, whatever the house is worth, whatever they spend on the house, the bugs will keep us in business. Did I say that? Bugs will keep us going. And, quite often people will say to me, hey, I do not want a cage, but I have a young child and child's sensitive, so, sensitive skin, so we need to protect the child from bugs and ultraviolet. And the screen enclosures do both. I see a lot of these properties. They're very beautiful, beautiful backdrop. And in some cases, I say to myself, I would not put a cage up based on the way this thing is laid out. And people will say to me, I don't want the cage. And back to where we are, we need it. for protection, bug protection. So thank you, Bugs. Keep us moving.
Yeah. And the real estate market's starting to pick up as well, man. I've got the latest stats here. I do a fairly good job of keeping our audience updated on the real estate happenings, Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and other counties. But I thought I'd go over those because you're a real estate guy as well. You're a real estate man. I've got some of the latest stats here. So this is Hillsborough County, the latest numbers, hot off the press. You've got 5898 active listings, and this is this is Hillsborough County, what they call non-distress, meaning it's not an REO, it's not a short sale. So this is the majority of the regular market. 5898, so call it 5,900 actives divided by 1,069 solds. That gives us an 18% absorption rate and a 5.5 month supply of inventory. So that is a new high. The inventory is at the highest level in Hillsborough County that it has been in a number of years. You're going way back there if you want to look at a high of that. Now, what's interesting is if you compare that 5.5 month supply of inventory and those inventory levels to March of 22, in March of 22, we only had 1,118 properties available for sale countywide, Hillsborough County. And again, that number now, 5,900. So that's a difference of 4,780 properties. Interesting, isn't it?
It's extremely interesting. And, obviously the stats change from time to time, but, you're giving me this information. I didn't realize that. And, next time we do the show, you may call me with a different number. But assuming it's all going in the right direction. You mentioned I'm a real estate guy. That's true. I go into a subdivision. I don't care where it is, South Tampa, New Tampa, up in the Pasco County areas. And for as long as I've been doing this, I go into a new subdivision and I get them real estate butterflies in my stomach.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm talking about. You go into them and you start looking at I know where I'm going, and you begin to look at the houses and the designs. And I get out of the car and I meet with a homeowner. I don't first of all look at the cage. I walk through the guy's house or the woman's house, and I just look at everything. And my gosh, I see so much out there, so inspirational. Some of these builders and architects really come up with some beautiful designs. I'm in the house 15, 20 minutes discussing, the railing on the stairs or the wooden floors long before I even go to the backyard to measure the cage. It's just the way it is, and I enjoy that. It's all part of the business.
Yeah, it really is. You enjoy that. And it's the American dream. That's what makes America great. Is that American dream can be different for different people. Could be owning a business, could be owning a home, could be a number of things. But yeah, the home ownership is something I want to see getting back on the right foot in this country. I've got a clip that kind of talks about that. This new Trump administration, they're bringing in all types of really awesome folks. And the clip I want to play is the new. It's one of the new talent guys at HUD. I'm not sure if it's a director, what level, but I just found this as a really interesting clip that we should play on, of course, the Consumer Quarterback Show, formerly known as the Real Estate Quarterback Show.
Don't like it, even if they don't say they don't, because it makes it very, very hard. And so Director Russ Vogt and Director Vogt from the OMB and myself, according to the president's leadership, we are going after AFFH to restore the power, the flexibility, the rulemaking authority back to localities, back to states, because they understand their needs. They understand the needs they have in their local neighborhoods. And so the federal government should not be heavy-handed mandating how people zone or how people build in different localities. Texas is...
I'm going to pause there because a lot of people, whenever there's an acronym, sometimes people don't know. AFFH, it's Affirmatively Furthering Fair Housing, and it's through HUD. But essentially, it's another one of their similar to a DEI, critical race theory type scenario. And what they want to do is force communities to build apartment complexes or to build vertical instead of, hey, I'd rather have a single family home detached and a little backyard for my family. That's not what the government's interested in.
Different from Florida. Florida is different from Ohio and Indiana and so on and so forth. And so we're going after AFFH to restore the power back to the states under the president's leadership and working with Director Vogt. So we're very excited about this. We want to restore the American dream to the suburban neighborhoods of America, to build single-family homes so that people can be on a pathway to home ownership.
What do you think about that, Fred?
Well, I live in Brandon, so 90% of what was horizontal is now being replaced with vertical. and it changes the entire landscape. Not only that, you get 7 times as many people per square foot, and they all have a car, and now the roads are backed up. So, there's a consequence to it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the tragedy of the commons. I think it's why the Tower of Babel, all the way going back to the Bible. Yeah, I'm going there. It's the Tower of Babel. What that was about is, hey, let's confuse the languages, because we're not supposed to be building these big cities. I don't think the big cities are moral. I think there's the ability to be anonymous. So in other words, you have more promiscuity and all of these scenarios that play out, and that's unfortunate with our big cities. Now, of course, there's good things, good sides of cities, and bad, but generally speaking, I don't think people were created to be piled up on each top of each other, creating these huge developments. I think it's more of a, hey, let's sprawl it out. We got plenty of land to develop. And, and that's why I don't like when you see solar. I'm a proponent for solar on top of a ceiling, of a roof, and not, covering up arable land. You see those big solar farms that these power companies put out. Oh, look at us, we're putting in solar. Yeah, but you put it on acres and acres of land that we could have planted crops on, or we could have had homes on. You're putting solar on arable land. Doesn't make sense to me, Fred.
There's a lot of places that you can put solar aside from on that beautiful land. And I'm 100% in agreement with you with both of the things that you just said.
Yes, sir. So, Fred, tell us a little bit about Tampa Screens and Aluminum and what you're building out there for these folks.
Tampa Screens and Aluminum has been around since 1989. I've worked with them since 2010. I started in the industry in 1992, and they're very good family-owned. And I'll say that the majority of the projects are the replacement of pool cages, especially now because there's many of them that are still damaged from Milton. And in most cases, we go back with, if the backdrop allows, we will go back with a panoramic or an open view on the back, which is very nice. In other words, the big, long cage that's 75 feet long with 10 openings now can be 75 feet long with 3 major openings in the back. If it backs up to a river or a golf course, it's very, very, very pretty. I really like that concept. Down in the Apollo Beach area, I'm working with a lot of jobs down in there because they got hit pretty hard, and everyone that I'm replacing down there is going back with the open view on the rear because Apollo Beach has a lot of water backdrop to it. And we do quite a few of them up in Cheval. Cheval is the same thing. They back up to the golf course or water. Everyone that we replace up there goes with the open view on the back. You're familiar with them open views, are you not?
I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Some of those views you can't cover them. You got to let them breathe a little bit.
Yeah, the call came in for that open view way back in the 90s, and there was no engineering for it. So I don't really know the entire history of when that exactly came to light. I believe the open view's been out there for at least 10 years now. They finally got the engineering together, and they had to change the fabric. The screen fabric goes to a poly fabric, a.k.a. super screen, because the expansion and the contraction is very, it's vast on these big cages, and when them openings move, when the metal moves, the screen fabric has to stretch like a rubber band. So that's what's basically a unique factor of the poly fabric and or super screen. It will stretch. So the super screen is a stronger product regardless. I've had cages. We have built cages with full super screen with or without the open view on the back. And the super screen, I like it a lot myself. I'm sold on it at this point. I wasn't initially because I know how durable it is. And it helps, like, for example, where I live, there's a lot of squirrels. We have a couple of dogs. And, the squirrels torment the dogs torment the squirrels. And the next thing you know, I've got to replace screen panels. But with that poly fabric, a.k.a. super screen, it's very resistant to any type of animal damage, with the exception of maybe an alligator. So it's a nice, very nice product. And a lot of people, they're not aware of it. It's out there, but it's a big seller today.
Yeah, very popular. We get calls on it, and a lot of our folks, love to have that. So we want you reaching out to Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, online at tampascreens.com for all of your in-between spaces. Could be whether you call it a porch, a patio, a screen room, a pool screen, pool cage, bird cage, whatever you call it. Reach out to Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Let them know you heard about them here. Fred, how do you want people to connect with you, sir?
813-960-7064. We take the majority of our leads the old way, by phone, or taluminum at tampascreens.com. Either way.
All right. Good stuff, sir. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate you.
I'll see you soon.
All right. Looking forward to it. Maybe at Brio on the 20th, Thursday, February 20th, 6 o'clock. Everybody's invited. Come on out. You might meet Fred Muth there. You'll meet some of our real estate team, some of our radio folks going to be there. We have also magician Corey Van Ballen going to be there as well. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Always a pleasure having Fred on the program. Appreciate you, friend.
Bye-bye.
Coming up, Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. Did you know that you can get 100% financing for your business? And not only will you buy the new place to hang your hat and move your business to, but you can also get money through the SBA for, let's say you're a tow truck company, a couple new tow trucks. Let's say you are a yoga studio, a couple new rooms, expanding, add showers, add a new business line. Lots of opportunity coming up. Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey,
you're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Andrew Kube coming up, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. We're going to talk with him here in just a minute. Before we do, one of our listings here in Carrollwood, I want to let you know about. It's 14135 Cypress Circle in Tampa. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in the heart of Tampa Bay. This is a villa-style condo in Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village. 222. You got 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-carport. 14135 Cypress Circle in Tampa. Beautiful single family. You have a kitchen with shaker-style cabinets, stainless steel appliances, tray ceiling, breakfast bar. I love the kitchen has the lighter colors there, lighter colored granite and stainless steel appliances. Community pool. Great opportunity to own real estate. 14135 Cypress Circle in Tampa, Florida. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, feel good story. An English family has been reunited with their Labrador, Daisy, 7 years after she was stolen from their front lawn. Despite tireless efforts, including media advocacy, securing celebrity support, and helping pass the UK Pet Abduction Act, Daisy was only found in Somerset by the RSPCA, suspected of being used in illegal breeding. Now 13, elderly and recovering from years of neglect, Daisy is finally at home with her devoted family. All right, there you have it, our feel-good story of the day. You know how people love their pets, Andrew. So, Andrew Kube, back on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. I've been telling everybody I know, that especially that owns a business, about your 100% financing programs that you have.
Yeah, man. It's a great program that nobody knows about. If you try to Google it, you won't see much about it, if you can find anything about it. And if the government came out and told everyone about it, I think they'd run out of money. So the program is designed for business owners who are currently leasing their real estate currently. And potentially they could buy commercial real estate for no money down, put all that money back in their pocket, have them get a better tax break by owning that real estate. And also, I always talk to business owners. Hey, had a business owner last week, they were 55 years old. I asked them, I said, what are you going to do in 10 years when you retire? Are you going to shut your business down like 80% of the other businesses that shut down when the business owner retires? Or do you want to be like 20% of the 20% who actually sells their businesses or leaves a legacy for their family? And if you own that real estate for your business, it really sets yourself up leaving a legacy for your family, or being able to have a lot easier of retirement because you could sell your business and sell the real estate, or you could sell the business and lease the real estate out to whoever bought it. So, yeah, that's what we try to do at U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, is help clients build businesses and and I do that by helping them use the $5 million that the government has set aside for every small business that's in the United States.
Yeah, that's super strong. And Andrew Kube is our go-to for all things commercial and business financing. And when you think about that, it's really, when you're building up a business and you're paying the landlord's rent for a number of years. Now, I get it if it's a short-term fix. Hey, I just moved to the area. I'm trying to get my bearings on where I really want to settle. But when you're thinking about building a legacy, building a business, a lot of that traffic flow plays into that consideration. Some businesses more than others. And that's a major decision for business owners, Andrew, is, when I own that asset, there's so many advantages versus just being a renter.
Absolutely. I mean, you might be able to find a building for your business where you occupy at least half of the space for your business, where you're able to rent half of it out to another business. And you can have some more passive income in regards to having money coming in. So, there's a lot of great success stories that we've been able to do to help businesses grow. And so if you're out there listening and you have a business, or you have a friend that has a business, and they're either leasing property now, or they might own property and they want to grow, they're looking to buy some more. Or if you're an investor out there and you're out there buying commercial properties to help grow your portfolios, we have a relationship with probably somewhere around 40 banks in the state of Florida, where I have direct relationships to the vice president of that commercial loan department. So, either way, whether it's investment properties or business owners looking to buy property for their real estate, we can be a great asset for you and help your business.
Yeah, I love it. Reach out to the hotline if you'd like more information about this, 727-263-3707. You can call or text. It's 727-263-3707, off-air number. We'll put you in touch with Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, and he can help you, kind of navigate those waters. There's going to be some documentation required, of course, but there's lots of advantages there. You're building up equity. You're taking advantage of tax write-offs. You're building that traffic flow, again, that people are going to remember, hey, here's the business. This is where I go for XYZ, insert business name here. So you're building that up, and that's going to be something that you can pass on maybe to a loved one, someone, maybe a mentor or a prodigy, somebody that you've been the mentor for. So it's going to really help you live that better legacy, and you're going to sell your business for a lot more money. I just listed a commercial property yesterday, $2 million up in Ocala, Florida. I'll be dropping details on that later. But Andrew, final thoughts. Back to you, man.
Yeah, I would just say that, again, I think what a lot of business owners don't know, because when I tell them, I watch their face and their reaction, but every business owner, whether you're starting a business right now, whether you're buying a business right now, whether you're growing your existing business, or you want to franchise, there's $5 million out there for you per business.
Yes, sir.
It used to be per person, but at the end of last year, now it's per business. So you have two great business ideas, or each business has $5 million. So if you have a vision and the numbers make sense,
it. Good
please
stuff.
Give us a call.
Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial Business Capital. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it. Hey, another great
thank
show.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Martine Grammatica, Fred Muth, Andrew Kube. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.